Hey, good morning. So it's the Silver Cord here. Coming at you with some cards and coffee. Using the deck of many things for my thumbnails right now. Begging me to speak my mind, but don't like it when I say shit. Isn't that the story for most of us? Good morning. I was giggling at the thumbnail this morning. I'm like, isn't that how it goes for most readers? Begging me to speak my mind, but don't like it when I got something to say. I don't know about you guys, but I deal with that a lot. Is when the cards confirm what they want to know. Oh man, it goes beautiful. But when the cards don't say what they want to hear, boy, did they lose their temper. Still got my filtering down here from good morning, everybody. Yeah, I figured the later time was probably easier for everybody. Yeah, don't you hate it when we're hitting like the hard retrogrades and the readings are all coming out all tense and you're like, I can't help it. I'm sorry, y'all, man. Everybody's going through it. It's not just your sign. Everybody's got to do it too. We're all in the same, storm. And people wonder why the timelines are so similar and how we can do it. And it's like, it's the programming that does that. I mean, not only are we running the same program lifetime after lifetime. I mean, you just have to go online. You can tell right away when someone starts explaining their situation what kind of tarot readers they've been watching. Yeah, it's time to start pushing the bust and the illusion thing again because people get really wrapped up in their own in your own illusions. And the own illusion is it's not that you're crazy or anything else like that. It's just that, what were we talking about the other day? The spiritual rape and things like that, when people are like, they feel like these people are pressing in on them. It's like the illusion is that you don't have control. You totally have control. You totally have control to shut that energy down and shut it out if it's bothering you. You also have control to tap into it, use it, seize it, and steal that energy for yourself. But nobody told anybody that either. Yeah, we are also pressing in on ourselves. We create the cage. For sure, we create that cage. That is what I mean when I say you create your own reality. It's not that you can control every aspect of your reality around you. It's your perception of your reality that creates the thing. Like I said, when I first started dealing with spirits and things like that, I shut it down. I put my guides on top of it, my angels, whatever perception that was for me, and they're my spiritual bodyguards, and that has kept me sane through all these crazy energy shifts. Because that's a big complaint I get from a lot of people. They're like, I can feel their energy pressing down in on me, and I can't do nothing about it. And they got control, and it's like they don't. That's your own mind. That's your own mind saying you don't have control, and then that's where the shadow work comes in, because that means part of you doesn't want the control. Part of you kind of likes that idea. Well, a lot of this is a rite of passage. I mean, that's what this whole collective shift is about. What, did you learn your lesson? You know, Did you go through the shift too, where you felt super universally connected for a while and then suddenly cut off and left to deal with your shadow work? A lot of us went through that stage. Talking about that this morning. And going through that it's not easy. It just isn't. You know, even for me, there was a lot of waterworks there. The end of 2018, beginning of 2019, well, most of 2018, I think I cried almost every night. Well, because people push the love and light and positivity thing so hard that people they're avoiding the shadow work. What if I'm just super positive and then I don't have to face any of my triggers? And your triggers get worse. I wish I still had him. He was on my Draco page, but he did a whole thing on what spiritual enlightenment is like. And he was just like, at first you're like, oh, I'm an angel. I'm Jesus. I'm here to save the world. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. Oh, and then he went through this whole thing of it. And it was just like, yeah, it's like, the point is you can't be judging other people, and you need to recognize in yourself why you have a need to. Why, as soon as you start to feel benevolent, you suddenly feel the need to cast judgment. And that's the first trigger. What, you have to turn around, look in yourself, and you're like, what? The little narcissistic of me, isn't it? Just a little narcissistic. And it's like, well, what's that going to serve for me? And then it's your ego there, and it's like, is your ego going to take over? It is a constant battling act, man. And a lot of times in battling our egos, that's where the self-sabotaging behavior comes in too. You know, but I don't want to be superficial, but then you don't take care of yourself for a while, and then now you don't feel good anymore, and that hurts your ego on a different level, and you're like, I'm kind of sabotaging myself because this is not only not helping my outward appearance, but it's not helping me health-wise either. I've found a beautiful place I call my own lane, right? Right? And that's it too. I even brought it up the other day. It's like we're all riding along the highway together and we're all just chilling. There's always that one asshole that's and what? They cause a train wreck all the way up there. They cause some sort of pile up, and now everybody's stuck in traffic because they had to zoom past everybody. But it's kind of like, and here's what we're talking about here, right? On the 3D line, look, I really sensed some power there. I was punching through, especially on the money levels. I was feeling king of my little empire, but look how deep the ego is on that one, right? And remember, Pentacles is super controlling too. So it's, that energy of I can control my reality, but the unfortunate thing is we can't control people. Money is a totally different type of frequency. Your own magical frequency is a different type of frequency. But it's all about stabling it out, right? Finding stability between how much mask you're going to wear, how much emotion you're going to put into it, how much mind over heart, all that good stuff. What to move on from, right? That's the big focus. How to balance out those energies and how to keep ourselves stable. We're talking a lot about that too, like even with relationships, when you talk about these connections that weigh on us so heavily, it's like if you can't think about that person without bringing tears to your eyes, then you're not ready to have those conversations with those people yet. You have to wait till you can think about them without either getting angry or without crying. I mean, just even if you try to like, don't spend all day doing it. But if you like take some time to think, well, what if I did say this? What would they say? And if it always ends up coming down to where you're going to pull up your hurt and pain and throw it at them, you got to let it go. You're not ready yet. Oh, I love that one too. Yeah. You're riding up, somebody comes riding up your ass, spins around you, cuts you off. And next thing you know, you roll up at the red light, like, yeah. And you got to look. You have to see. You have to see their face. Just be like, I drove some woman nuts in the car line once doing that. Just pitched a fit because I got in front of her, and then my kids came out first. So as I was riding the middle lane to get out, and I passed her car, I went doot doot. She was losing her shit in her car. And then I wonder why people at the school don't like me. All right. 4D level power, trying to transcend it down to build on the 3D. Definitely some failures, and we all face that, right? We all got those lessons that happen. What? Things that we thought we were going to work out, visualization, things that, that didn't quite transcend all the way down the way we wanted to. It can make you feel kind of like a failure there. But you did learn a lot of valuable lessons on it. Prince of Swords, you're more mindful of your thoughts and words moving forward for sure. We do all feel like we took a little bit of blow to our power there for a little bit. And that's going to continue, definitely, just with everything going on right now, guys. There's more lockdowns, more things like that coming, more things that are collectively out of our control, and that can make you feel a little bit powerless. But on the other side of that, there's the Ten of Cups. And we were talking about that on the other side of that, on the other side of the Dark Night of the Soul, is so much peace. It's so much peace. You always go into those type of energy shifts angry and uptight and all twisted up inside. And then, yeah, it takes a while to dig through all that and pull the strands apart and re-freaking coil everything. But once you're done with all that work, it's like, wow, now I got all new perspectives on everything. It's like a whole new energy, right? They're not deceiving you guys. Like, I get that a lot too. People are always like, my guides lied to me. It's like, no, they didn't lie to you. You read the signs your own way and perceived it your own way and took it how you wanted to take them. They didn't lie to you. Always be mindful of who's actually the deceiver here. Did they lie to you, or were you lying to yourself? I mean, that's a really tough issue to deal when you're dealing with the 5D level stuff. It's like, what's genuinely synchronicity, genuinely genuinely your intuition, genuinely your guides. I say that a lot with the synchronicity cards, with the synchronicity numbers. And you see 1111, you don't tag the person to 1111. And a lot of people do that. There's even a song that does that. 1111 immediately brings a person to mind. That's not what it's supposed to be. When you see a synchronicity, excuse me, you're supposed to think about what you were thinking about right before you saw the synchronicity. Good morning, Internet. King of Pentacles. Now, this is saying, you're still supposed to be getting that control. Just be mindful that you don't let your ego do that. Always approach things with love. It's got to be love coming in on the 5D levels. What? We're not lying to you. Trying to love you guys, right? And they are trying to guide you as best they can. Understand that all conscious beings have to go, they have a different perspective, but they still have their own personalities. If that makes sense. Gabriel, if you work with like the angel Gabriel, that's working with a lot of water. That's working through a lot of emotion. That's a lot of wet works that go with working with him, right? Michael is working with fire. It's like walking through fire. It's like he burns your whole world down around you. And he's like, what? You asked for you said you didn't like where you were and you asked for my help, and now you're mad at me because I burned everything down, but now you've got nothing stopping you. Now you can leave. Now you don't have to, now that situation is gone. I burnt it down. I helped, right? I helped. And that's how that's how they feel. They're like, you asked us to help you, and then you get mad at the way that they help you do it. Careful what you wish for out there, guys. Obsessed with the outcome to the point that you will not let the universe effortlessly flow to help you. You're very specific what you're asking for sure. For sure. But you guys know me, I don't like to ask. I don't like to ask. I have my little plans of how I would like my retirement and my later life to go and stuff like that, but don't really ask for a whole lot. I find it limits my timeline and limits my ability to jump. If I set too much intention. I have a weird paranoia about traps, all kinds of traps. 3D traps to spiritual traps. I never want to ever get stuck. And I say that a lot too. It's like sometimes you feel like you run around prying open all these boxes and then you just watch these people just crawl right into another box. It's the whole starseed alien thing. It's only a matter of time before Scientologists start just recruiting people from that group left and right. That's how they're doing it. It's all very similar. Mormons too. Mormons have their alien god as well. I don't know how many witches I've seen online that, they were real hot and heavy for a while, and then all of a sudden they're like, I don't know what I thought that was, but I've turned back to Christ. It's an ever-evolving process. There's a lot of different terminologies for the starseed thing. Like, I always took it as, like, when I first was exposed to it and I first met some people that were saying it, it was, they feel like their source energy is being projected here from another planet to this planet. And I was like, well, that makes sense, because I feel like celestial beings, like beings on, the 5D, that they're being broadcast here. Like, I believe like angels are like celestial beings from the sun almost, right? That's the energy that they bring in. The God energy is the sun energy. And then you got Gabriel, who's moon, who's also the moon, so he's more feminine than the other angels. Actually, he's been known to switch genders. There's so much out there. Like, that's why it's hard to even talk about certain things, because like everybody's got different definitions for all the words. You got the festival though. Creates an energetic blueprint for fantastic parties or events. And the prosperity. A prosperous business with riches and success. The world can't shut down forever, guys. It will open back up, I promise. You just got to adapt to the changes and adapt to the waves. Quite honestly, and it's funny because, and I think I've said this before, I was told about Golden Ray Twin Flames, that guy over there, Golden Rays, about 2 years ago. And then he predicted that the twin flame narrative only had about 2 years left to go. So really, quite honestly, I feel like I'm a huge part of the shift of switching that from this toxic romantic timeline that these people have gotten themselves so twisted up in. I mean, I didn't realize how long this has been going on. I mean, there's people who have been stuck in this twin runner chaser shit for like, 3 to 6 years. And I'm like, wow, man, that's some, I mean, you want to talk about, obsession. Some of these people, like, I thought I was freaking crazy when I was looking into it. And don't get me wrong, I got twisted up into it for a minute too. Mainly because I thought it was one thing. And then part of the way through, like, it shifted into this totally other perspective in my mind. And I guess a lot of people didn't. A lot of people stuck to the one thing and didn't open up to the rest. But once you open up to the rest, it's like, dude, you have no idea. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I said, dude, a lot of this stuff I'm not going to be able to even write down until a solid chunk of people in my life are dead. I'm gonna have to write it and then like seal it up and hide it. And then like release it when everybody's like almost dead so that nobody will get mad at me. But if I were to put down together all the weird shit that I've gone through this whole process of tapping into these different energies, I mean, just on the dreamscape and all that craziness. Addicted to people, for sure. People get addicted to each other's energy, and it's twisted, this whole empath narcissist thing. And anybody who's in the twin flame empath narcissist relationship, the empath is just as much a narcissist as the narcissist is. The narcissist is dependent on the empath, and the empath is dependent on the narcissist treating them like shit so they can cry to their friends and emotionally feed off them. They're all narcissists. There's different versions of it. It's crazy. But, all right. I did say I would go back to doing the twin flame soulmate past life readings, which I think might actually be helping some people. Here. I guess that's the Capricorn symbol. It's weird on this one. Capricorns today. All right. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I love y'all. Thank you for being here this morning. I might go ahead and do that other one. This reading. Go ahead and just do it live for y'all today. Just don't get upset when I don't respond to the comments. I'll just let you guys chat away over there. All right. I love y'all, and I'll see you in a few. Oh yeah, don't forget, hit the like buttons, guys. Help me out. Love y'all.